Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking the best shooting guards in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM here on this tier list. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 10,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, and I would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. But without further ado, let's hop right into it. And we're starting off with Andre Iguodala. I gotta say, the shooting guard position is a lot stronger than the point guard position that I did a tier list on yesterday. So we're going to have a lot of better cards, down in lower tiers. And I mean, I think one of those is Iguodala. He's a good card. He's a good defender. He's got decent size. He's got decent sigs, but his release is not great. And like, that's a pretty significant thing, is that he's got one of the worst releases on this list. It's not terrible, but it's just not great. And we have so many good shooting guards in the game. I mean, he might be B tier. We'll move him up to B tier for now, but I don't know how high I can put this card, because like, release kind of hurts the card, and he's not like an unbelievably elite playmaker or something like that. He's a very good defender, but he doesn't have unbelievable size or anything. He's a very good card, just, I don't know, not quite top tier. Wiggins is going to go A tier for me. I think you could argue him S tier. I'll say that. But the release, again, isn't incredible. Everything else about the card is really, really good, but the release is not insane. I guess his sigs aren't unbelievable either, but he's got great size and a great player build for the for the two. I don't know. I think I'm going to go A tier for Wiggins. I like him, but I don't think he's quite in the S tier for me. Carmelo has one of the best releases in the game. Really solid sigs, even with the Damian Lillard moving crossover. Incredible size at the 2. Solid defender as well, especially this Melo. Can get all his badges upgraded. Really good card. I think he is S tier for me. Cassie Russell, I think, is going to go B tier. I don't know if he quite slots into the A tier. He might wind up getting moved up to A tier, at least low A. I do think he's really solid. I don't think he's like incredible in terms of his size. I like his release, but I don't love the upper on his release, which is kind of annoying. Hurts the fact that he's got LaMelo base as his jump shot base, because the upper's kind of mediocre. Sigs are really good. Slashing is good. Badges and stats are all the way good, are good all the way around. But I don't know. I think B tier is probably fairer for him. Jetty Osman 6'7" at the 2 with a great release. Good sigs, great slasher. Has pretty much every key badge. Really, really good. Doesn't have like insane Hoff badges or unbelievable sigs or anything like that, but he's a really, really good all-around shooting guard, and I think he's an A tier guy. Chris Mullin, honestly, is one of the worst shooting guards in this list. He's a solid defender, but he's mainly just a shooter on offense. Doesn't do a ton in terms of shot creation or anything like that. He's probably a C tier, to be completely honest. We got a few guys who I think are worse than him, but I don't think he's exceptional, so not an elite tier shooting guard. I'm going to put Clyde Drexler in D tier. I am. At this point, I think he's D tier. I think that's fair to say, because of the fact that, number one, the release is good, but not incredible. The sigs are not good. The dunking is good, but the defense is very mediocre as well. He's just a bit outdated at this point. Most trophy case cards are, so he's got to go down in the D tier for me. I'm going to put DeAndre Hunter C as well. Great card, bad release. That's about it. I think he'd be really, really good if he had good release, but since he doesn't, that hurts the card. And Jimmy's also going to go D tier for me. The release and sigs on Jimmy are enough of an issue that it takes away from the value that he gives you as a defender, because he isn't elite in any other aspect at this point in the game, except for defense, and I guess kind of size, but not as much as he used to be in that aspect either. It's just the release really kills the card. He needs a new jump shot base. He needs a faster release. Need the next Jimmy Butler card to be a lot better, because this one at this point just isn't that great. Joe Harris, really good release. Not really good in any other aspect of the game. It's just like, he's Chris Mullin, but he's worse. So I think D tier is fair for him as well. We're going to throw J.R. Smith up in... I guess if I put Cassie B, I think I got to put JRB as well, because I think they're on the same level. Really good release. Sigs are okay, not great. He's a solid but not elite defender. He's a very good slasher, but I don't think he's quite good enough to go up in the top 2 tiers for me personally. Speaking of the top 2 tiers, we are going to throw Dr. J up in the A tier as well. I think he's an absolutely very, very good, still a very good card at the shooting guard position. Sigs are really solid. Defense is really solid. The badges are really good. 20 Hoffs. The release is still pretty darn good as well. I mean, it's on normal, but it's one of the better releases on normal in the game. Next Dr. J is going to be amazing, or if they upgrade this Dr. J at some point, give Evos to trophy case cards, he's going to go right back to being one of the best couple shooting guards in my team. Clay's really solid, but his release is not elite this year. It's not as good as it's been in previous years. He's actually right here, so you can just click on him. But the shooting is incredible. The defense is incredible. Like, he's got 2 really good aspects, but the slashing, I guess he can get limitless takeoff added, so that's good. But the release and normal leaner, I mean, sigs are kind of not great, but not horrible. I don't know. He's pretty good. I'll be completely honest. I just don't love the release, but I think he is still good enough to go in the A tier. I think I'd be gassing it to put him B. I'm going to put Kobe B with Cassie and JR. I think that's about the level he's on. Great slasher, solid defender, really good jumper. Sigs are not amazing. I don't love his dribble style, but he's still a very good card. Hoping to see the next Kobe be able to play the shooting guard, the point guard position, because I think that'll really elevate the card. As much as people are going to disagree with me, I'm legitimately putting MJ D tier. His release sucks, and he's not like unbelievable in any other aspect. He's a fine. He's a good defensive card. He's a great slasher, but I mean, the release is not good on MJ this year, and it's really annoying because he doesn't have Agent 3 or Limitless Range either. Can't get them, which is kind of annoying. The defense is really solid, but only 2 great huffs. Clan Breaker, Quick First Step are nice. He's fast, but the release just kills the card. No normal leaner either. His SIGs are fine, but it's like, yeah, they really killed MJ this year after him being one of the best cards in the game last year. Gonna put PG in C tier. I don't love his release. He's 6'9" at shooting guard, which is really nice, but I really don't love the release on the card. So for that reason, he's got to go C tier for me, especially because he doesn't have great SIGs either. This is just a clone of the Opal that can play the shooting guard position. So I like the size, but everything else is like, meh, he's not amazing. Paul Pierce is actually going to go B tier for me as well, I think. I think that's the fairest spot to put him because he does have Hoff Anchor at the 2. He's got his release on very quick. It's still not a great release, but on very quick, it's better. He moves pretty well. He's a good slasher, good size, pretty good card. Like, I think he's solid. I think Quentin Richardson's good enough to go in the C tier. I think he's better than the guys in D tier. He's just a better version of Joe Harris. Fast, kind of weird looking release. I don't know. Am I gassing it to put him up to the C tier? I don't think this card is great, to be completely honest. I think you could put him in D tier, and I might even do that. He is 6'6". He's not super fast, and the defense is pretty mid. Yeah, no anchor. Deep playmaking badges, no Hoffs. It's not worth putting Hoffs on him. You can't get Limitless Takeoff or Posterizer. Yeah, I'm gassing it. I don't know. He's not that great. We're going to put him down in D tier. Second S tier shooting guard of the video is going to be Ray Allen. He's a top 3 shooting guard in my team for sure. You could argue him as good as number 1. Exceptional top tier card. Really, really like him a lot. Great release. Great SIGs, great slashing, great dunk animations, and a really good defender. He is only 6'5", but put him next to one of the tall PGs. That is not an issue at all, especially since he's got Hoff Anchor. He holds his own more than most guys at that size as well. So really good card. Still going to go S tier for me. Ricky Davis goes B simply because of how good he is offensively with a great release, good SIGs, and really good offensive badges. But the Hoff badges are a little outdated at this point in terms of how many he has and which ones. He's missing some key ones. Still a good card, but not a great defender either. He kind of gets picked on defensively by the top shooting guards. So that's annoying, and I just don't think he's all that great. Roko, I'll be honest, I haven't really looked at this card much at all. I don't really know how good he is. He's got mediocre speed, good shooter, good dunker, great defender. Defensive badges are good. Playmaking badges are May. Needs quick first step. No clamp breaker at all. No limitless range. No Agent 3. No limitless takeoff. No posterizer. Release. I don't think the Roko release is as good this year as it's been in previous years either, although I really haven't used him much, but the SIGs are mid. Like, I think he's on the Quentin Richardson level. He's one of the better cards in D tier because of how good he is defensively, but offensively, he just looks like a net zero, so nothing much there. We're going to put Scottie Pippen in the S tier as well. I do think he is elite. I think he's right up there with Ray Allen, as well as the one other shooting guard we'll get to here in just a second, as the top shooting guards in my team, and he deserves an S tier spot for sure, in my opinion. Like, I think he's a really, really good card. Incredible defender, incredible size, incredible release, solid SIGs, great slasher. Really good card. I'm going to put Terry in A as well. I don't think he's quite S tier, but I do think he's very good. I wish he had handles for days. If he did, he'd be S tier. It's really that simple. But handles for days is a crucial badge. He's one of the only cards high up on this list that doesn't have it, and that kills him because he's got a great release. He's got great SIGs. He's got great slashing. Handles for days is just a really crucial badge on a primary ball handler, and that's what Terry's role kind of is. So putting him A. Vince is going to go S as well. These are the top 3 shooting guards in the game, in my opinion, in Ray, Vince, and Scotty, and then Carmelo's kind of number 4, but I do think he deserves an S tier spot. Really good. I mean, Vince is very, very good. I like him a lot in terms of his release, his size, his SIGs, his speed. His speed is really good. It's like 97 speed. He's one of the fastest cards on this list. He's obviously an incredible slasher, and he's a really good defender and can get all of his badges upgraded. Got his base changed to Kuzma base, which is one of the best bases in the game. Just a ton to like about the card. Wesley Person, I actually am going to slot up in the C tier. I know that he's only an Amethyst, but he's a really good Amethyst. Now, I will say his SIGs are not incredible. When you look at the card, defensively, he's got a bunch of good gold ones. No anchor, no challenger. Playmaking, a bunch of good gold ones. Hoff Agent 3, Hoff Limitless Range. Every shooting badge in the game on at least gold. Finishing is decent. He's a decent dunker. Good shooter. Not the fastest, but a solid enough defender. And then he's got an elite level release. The Mikal Bridges lower, Oscar Robertson upper on quick is really good. Normal laner, MJ dribble style. The rest of his SIGs aren't incredible. He has the Lillard behind the back, which is amazing, but pro size up is fine. Basic size of escape is not good, but I really think release, SIGs, solid all around stats. I do think I would take him over all the guys in D tier legitimately. So we're going to put him C tier. And then our final C tier of the video is going to be, is Zach LaVine B tier? Am I gassing it, putting him in the C? I think I'm going to, this list is a little lopsided, but I'm going to stick with it, man. We're going to put Zach LaVine in B. I do think he is good enough to be there. He's a tiny bit undersized at 6'5", like Ray Allen. Although he can get every badge upgraded like Ray, which is nice, but he doesn't quite have the defense. The shooting and playmaking badges are really good. The defensive stats are fine. You can add and upgrade whatever badges you'd like. He's an elite slasher, very fast, really good shooter, but the release isn't incredible. He doesn't have normal leaner. He's got all of his own SIGs, which the dribble style is good. The size up is fine. The escape is okay. The behind the back is it's okay as well. He's like good, but he doesn't have front clutches or quick drops off one, so he doesn't have the best dunking animations. He's kind of undersized. He's not going to hold his own defensively the way that Ray Allen does, and he doesn't have the movement or the release of a guy like Ray Allen. So I think he's a couple tiers down, and just another kind of mediocre level 40. We haven't really gotten that many good level 40s recently, and Zach LaVine continues that trend, unfortunately. So that is going to do it for this tier list. This is my ranking of the best shooting guards in my team right now. Also, one card I forgot to mention is Luol Deng. Luol Deng would be high B or low A for me. I did not put him on this list. That's a mistake. I know people are not going to have watched the whole video. I'm going to get comments, where is Luol Deng? But for those of y'all who watched the end, I would put him high A or low B as well, sir. I'm sorry, low A or high B is what I meant to say. But hopefully y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.